First of all, three-language policy is even a two-language policy is not being followed by most North Indian states. Even English is not properly taught. The DMK is, interestingly enough, not protesting. They have simply, if they were protesting, they would not have used that symbol in the English language part of that. They are highlighting the two-language policy by using a two-symbol policy. Now, federalism is back on the agenda because the BJP's policies, if you look at it not just in terms of the two-language policy, in terms of GST revenues, in terms of agriculture, where there were farm laws that were withdrawn by the BJP. It doesn't matter whether it's Tamil or Hindi or whether it's Hindi or Telugu or Marathi. So there are three things that we need to understand, and therefore we need to protest. And in a symbol of protest, we use something that highlights the two-language policy.
Hello, viewers. Today we are diving into India's one of the biggest policy debates, the national education policy, and Tamil Nadu's unwavering resistance to it. To discuss this matter, today we have senior journalist Madhavan Narayanan. Welcome, sir. In
Hello.
Tamil Nadu, today's budget, the usage of letter Tamil Ru has become a topic of debate. What's your opinion on this, sir?
I think it is very symbolic because actually we have to watch it carefully. Even yesterday, the budget that was presented in the English section, the DMK government continues to use the national symbol that is based on a combination of Roman and Hindi script. It's only that in the Tamil script, it is using the Tamil letter-based script. And they are very clear. They are just using it as a symbol in more ways than one. It's a symbol of protest in the context of the education policy and the three-language policy and the delimitation exercise that is being contemplated. And I think, if I'm not mistaken, even in the budget documents today, it is pretty much the same. The English language, the language of the union, is English as per the two-language policy that is preferred and pursued by the Tamil Nadu government. And therefore, it is logical, just as you would use this. But yes, they have used the other symbol in the past, and therefore, there is a reason to ask why this change. And that itself is the intention of the DMK government. They want to highlight the fact that they have disagreements and differences with the government at the center, union government, on various issues. So this is political as well as symbolic.
But the BJP leaders are saying that instead of using Devanagari rupee symbol, Tamil Nadu using the Tamil Ru symbol, by using this, they are disrespecting the India's honor and even insulting the symbol which was created by a Tamilian. So, what's your take on this, sir?
See, I was yesterday on a TV discussion in which the person who created the symbol, Uday Kumar Dharmalingam, was himself present, and he was quite composed and calm. And he said his father has been a DMK MLA, but he said that, look, it is their choice. I'm still learning on that issue. He did not become angry or upset or even whine. So when the creator himself is not upset, I don't know why others should be. But I think it's becoming a matter of, again, a political tussle between the BJP and DMK. And I think the whole issue is how do you define the basis of a national symbol or honor? Because if it is Tamil Nadu under the Dravida movement in general, particularly the DMK, has emphasized that India is a union of states, which is actually the first sentence in the Constitution of India. So they believe in federalism, unionism, as opposed to some kind of a historic, cultural approach that the BJP seems to write. If you look at it, the BJP Tamil Nadu president, Annamalai, uses words like Bharat and Karyakarta, which are very, very, there is a vocabulary to this, which the RSS and the BJP practice. The Dravida movement, particularly DMK, likes to use an alternate vocabulary. And the fault lines lie in everything from language to education policy, where there's a language two-language policy that the DMK prefers. And of course, there have been other controversies, as you know, from the sharing of tax revenues and GST revenues to the so-called NEET examination, the National Entrance Test for medical students, which with the Tamil Nadu government, the DMK government has been wanting more autonomy on that because they believe that Tamil Nadu students are being deprived of their opportunities. So this is part of a long story. This rupee symbol is nothing but the latest in a set of provocative confrontations, or I would call shadow boxing, between the central government or union government led by the BJP and the state government led by the DMK.
But then Union Minister Nirmala Sitharaman has raised a question in her recent post saying that the rupee symbol was adopted in 2010 by the UPA government. Why didn't DMK did not protest at that time, but now protesting against it? And she has also quoted the traditional roots of the word rupee from Sanskrit word. How do you see this, sir?
Let me say three things in this. First of all, the DMK is, interestingly enough, not protesting. They have simply, if they were protesting, they would not have used that symbol in the English language part of that. They are highlighting the two-language policy by using a two-symbol policy. So that is one thing. The second thing is, it is in the current context that they are changing the symbol as a disagreement with the current BJP government. Now, if you go back to the two-language policy, in 1959, the then Prime Minister Jawaharlal Nehru promised to Tamil Nadu that, or to any other state in the non-Hindi states, that Hindi will not be imposed on any state that is not ready for it. And also, English was extended indefinitely as the official language of the country under the Constitution. If you look at the history, you will find that the UPA government, because it was led by the Congress, has been following the Jawaharlal Nehru formula and so that formula, according to the DMK, has been violated by the current Modi-led Prime Minister Narendra Modi-led BJP government, and to that extent, they calibrate the responses accordingly. So this is a political calibration in response to a political calibration, because the three-language policy has been around as an idea for about close to 60 years now, or 55 years plus. But it has never been implemented properly in any state. So when Tamil Nadu is confronted with a situation where the two-language policy is being sought to be indirectly violated through a three-language policy, Tamil Nadu under DMK says it is our choice whether to go for two or three. By linking central funds to two-language policy or a three-language policy, you are coercing us or putting pressure on us to adopt a language policy that goes against our avowed two-language policy. And therefore, we need to protest. And in a symbol of protest, we use something that highlights the two-language policy. Now, earlier there was no problem, and therefore there was no protest. Symbols are only symbols. It's like waving a black flag. Why do you wave a black flag? So this is some sort of a black flag that the Tamil Nadu government has been waving at the BJP.
Okay. The DMK, some people from DMK side are saying that all these actions from Tamil Nadu are kind of retaliation to the central government for not providing Tamil Nadu its due share of funds. So, is this how a retaliation should be expressed, sir?
I think I have already said this before that the DMK and the BJP have been on a confrontational path for a very long time. But I have to remind your viewers that the BJP was close to Jayalalitha, and Jayalalitha and its ADMK government withdrew support to the Vajpayee government in 1998, and that is widely regarded as a reason for the BJP government, staging the nuclear tests and program to fortify itself politically. And After that, there was a honeymoon period between the BJP and the DMK under Vajpayee. But ideologically, the Dravida movement, which has been led by Periyar EVR and later Annadurai and later Karunanidhi, and the RSS, which has its origins, even Congress leaders during independence movement, some of them like Madan Mohan Malviya, practiced what is called the one nation, one language policy. So, RSS used to say Hindi, Hindu, Hindustan, which is that Hindi as a language, Hinduism as a religion, and Hindustan as a place of the Hindus is what we believe in. So, there is a history to this where the Dravida movement was opposed to this whole thing. But as the DMK emerged as a political party of significance in the 1960s, Hindi imposition became an important issue on which the DMK rose to power under CN Annadurai. And that was ideologically a challenging thing. It was a matter of principle and policy. It wasn't about individuals, it was about a whole movement. And therefore, to a lot of things, including share of tax revenues, there has been a confrontational path. Now, who's confronting whom is a big question. As journalists, we have to ask, I mean, why, we are a federal republic, we call it a union of states. We can argue on the degree of the federal powers under the Constitution. Even education, which is currently being hotly debated, was under the state list till the emergency. Now, BJP didn't like the emergency, but they haven't removed the emergency provision of 42nd Amendment provision of education on the concurrent list as against the state list. So everybody likes to wield power at the central government level. Therefore, the BJP has been using its powers to push its own agenda, directly or indirectly. And there has been a century-old mistrust between the Dravida movement and the RSS movement. And whatever you see happening episodes in a very long political soap opera, I would say.
But union ministers like Dharmendra Pradhan, Amit Shah, and all other BJP leaders saying that the language policy doesn't mandate learning Hindi, but that anyone can choose any language. How Tamil Nadu should understand this, sir?
I think it's a very good question. It's like cricket. I use the analogy of cricket to explain certain things. How do you define whether the ball is a white ball or not? Do you play the white ball or not? So BJP thinks this is a white ball, or it thinks it's a no ball. Now, because you cross a certain line, now who defines the line? DMK says two language policy is the line. The moment you cross it into three languages, it doesn't matter which language you're coming in. It doesn't matter whether it's a Tamil or Hindi or whether it's Hindi or Telugu or Marathi. So there are three things that we need to understand. First of all, three-language policy is even a two-language policy is not being followed by most North Indian states. Even English is not properly taught, and Hindi is spoken. And the third language, you take a road trip from Haryana to Bihar to via UP, and you will find that no government school teaches any Indian language apart from Hindi. Or if there are, then there are no teachers. I mean, it's just on paper. So that is one thing that shows that the BJP has to first practice what it teaches in the states where it's in power, so that it can lead by example. That is one important aspect. So the no-ball syndrome works in many ways. At the practical level, the DMK can say, you've not done it in those states. How can you ask us? And second thing is, once you take that no-ball line, that I am the one defining the no-ball. Federalism is about who draws the line. It's not just about the line. It is, women understand it very easily. It's like consent. It's for the woman to decide whether there is consent. So there is a co-optional element. So you cannot, I was joking, this is the Kabir Singh approach to Arjun Reddy approach to federalism, where the man assumes that the woman should do this and, takes a dominating position. So that is one thing that is nuanced enough for us to understand. Federalism is, you can take a downside up version of federalism and the top-down approach to co-option. And the BJP has been using a certain approach where it's, to use a cricketing analogy, it's using a bowling run-up that is controversial from the point of view of many states. The delimitation is even more controversial. So these are issues on which political debate is needed, and what the DMK is doing is nothing but trigger this political debate. It's an open question on what the people of Tamil Nadu really want. Elections are due next year. A lot can be gauged from the electoral mood. There are lots of political details that are relevant here within the Tamil Nadu, politics or elections. And my broad belief is that after the demise of Jayalalitha and the decline of the AIDMK, the BJP is very keen to find its foothold in Tamil Nadu as well as just like is in Bengal. So some of the issues it raises directly as a political party and indirectly as the ruling party at the central government through policies. It's a policy-led approach to politics. Whereas the DMK wants a politics-led approach to policy.
Okay. Coming to delimitation and national education policy, DMK has called for a meeting. DMK party members are going beyond Tamil Nadu and meeting leaders from Karnataka, Telangana, and all others, and have called for a meeting to discuss about delimitation and NEP critics. Is Tamil Nadu positioning itself in a broader way as a counterweight to BJP's national agenda, sir? If so, how will it benefit DMK as a party as for a longer run, and for Tamil Nadu, how will it benefit, sir?
I don't know about the benefit part. Let me explain the political situation. See, as far as Hindi is concerned, although many southern states don't really want Hindi, they're not, they're not bothered. It's not a big political issue because the DMK actually came to power in the 60s on the basis of an anti-Hindi agitation, and a lot of people sacrificed their lives. So I have said in a TV debate that Hindi is, as a political issue, is as important to the DMK as Ayodhya temple is to the BJP. So, but it is very somewhat isolated on that issue when it comes to federalism. Unlike delimitation, in which, if you notice, even former Odisha Chief Minister Naveen Patnaik is now ready to play ball with the DMK. So DMK has many other supporters among state chief ministers. It's important to remember that after the last national elections, the India alliance led by the Congress, or which appeared to be led by the Congress, has been on a back burner. And DMK is facing elections next year. So it is natural for the DMK to enlist as much support as possible among states to emphasize its case for federalism. And my simple contention to your question on benefits is that politics is ultimately about power. And power is formed by solidarities, alliances, mass movements, and campaigns in a democracy. So all these initiatives by the DMK and the government in Tamil Nadu are part of an attempt to muster support from various states where the BJP is weak or not so strong, or where there is a significant opposition to the BJP. So to that extent, it's not only what you call happening, it is a necessity for the DMK. And therefore, DMK can potentially become a nucleus for a federalist movement in India, which has been, if you look at the past 30 years, there was an implied federalism in the 1990s when National Front under VP Singh and United Front under Devagowda were in power. But The NDA was countered by the UPA in 2004. So Congress has been tamed from an authoritarian party into a more federalist party, which is why they call it a United Progressive Alliance (UPA). And to that extent, the federalism was on the back burner. Now, federalism is back on the agenda because the BJP's policies. If you look at it not just in terms of the two language policy, in terms of GST revenues, in terms of agriculture, where there were farm laws that were withdrawn by the BJP, in terms of the one nation, one election rule, there has been a lot of initiatives by the BJP that kind of erodes the agency of the states in many cases, either politically or culturally or administratively. And to that extent, the DMK will find more support in other states wherever this happens.
Apart from this, the perspective of Tamil Nadu in three language policy and Hindi imposition here, when seen in BJP's perspective, is BJP playing a kind of role where in Hindi speaking states, like actually, we are fighting for Hindi, portraying a role portraying a role in the Hindi-speaking states that we are fighting for Hindi. Is it creating an image like sort of thing, sir?
No, the BJP wants to have as they say, the saying goes, BJP wants to eat the cake and have it too. If you look at the incidents surrounding some of the events that happened in Tirupur last year, there were some Bihari workers who were apparently involved in some violence that spread the story or narrative in Bihar that Biharis are not being treated well in Tamil Nadu. Because Tamil Nadu is economically now a very advanced state by Indian standards. And you have people working in cities like Coimbatore, Chennai, and Tirupur who are from Nepal and Assam and Bihar. And BJP has historically played with a certain amount of, it's, I would call playing of flirting with a certain linguistic, not chauvinism, maybe a too tough a word, some kind of a linguistic identity issue. It plays on the margins. But at the same time, in Tamil Nadu, it wants to be seen as an inclusive, multilingual, multicultural party. So whatever they do is to actually they use the small band of action where they do certain things that help them officially stay on this side of the line, but unofficially the party cadres locally try to play on sentiments. It is not a very successful formula so far, but BJP does try that. But they want to be very national in a very orthodox, conservative trend of the term. I call the BJP as a reluctantly federalist party. They are not federalist by DNA. DMK is federalist by DNA. So the friction will remain.
Sure, sir. One last question. In today's budget, Finance Minister Thangam Tennarasu has stated that even when the central government share around 2,000 crore for education sector is not allocated to Tamil Nadu, we ourselves will allocate the same 2,000 crore to the education sector. So, out of all the financial burdens or all this, how will the government manage to allocate it, sir?
I don't think it's a big amount, honestly speaking. In fact, I have a very simple position, which is both BJP and DMK are using this for political campaigns. And if the BJP wants, it can always say we are giving this money to the people of Tamil Nadu. So we won't give it to the government of Tamil Nadu. We are happy to allocate that portion to buy some other device to, let's say, CBSE schools or private schools. Game is over. Similarly, DMK may or may not do what it wants. But, it is not only the language issue. The DMK is also very keen to show that economically, in spite of contributing a lot of money to the central kitty, it is not getting back enough in return. In federalism, especially with the Indian model of social justice, social justice includes justice for underprivileged states. So you can always say Bihar deserves a bit more based on the principles of social justice. But on the other hand, you may say Congress, Tamil Nadu deserves more on the basis of federalism or justice. So just to give you some statistic, Tamil Nadu accounts for what? 9% of India's GDP, but only 6% of the population. So it's a 3% surplus that is being transferred to other states, you can say, if you're looking at population as a, a contribution to kitty as a proportion of the GDP as a criteria. So to that extent, DMK wants to politicize the idea that it is Tamil Nadu's money that is being taken to other states. It helps build a narrative, just as the three-language policy and the use of national symbols helps BJP build a narrative. So it is essentially a battle of the narratives. What really matters is what the people of Tamil Nadu think about this and how important they think Hindi imposition as an issue is or not. Honestly speaking, Hindi is not that big an issue either way for the people of Tamil Nadu. I'm clear on that. But yeah, if you really go into the nuances of Tamil Nadu's you have policy and politics, you have new parties like the Nam Tamil Katchi. And I have a feeling that this making Hindi an issue will transfer some votes from the Nam Tamil Katchi to DMK. This is my assessment based on my current information. I'm still watching the situation. But if that is the case, then DMK can hope to pat itself on the back. But on the other hand, if simply, a certain amount of financial and upward mobility is the issue, maybe the other policy measures that the BJP promises, we'll have to watch that, particularly because BJP has a lot of groundwork to do in Tamil Nadu, because I don't think it can survive on its own. So it is really leaning on PMK, Patali Makkal Katchi, and even AIDMK under Edapadi Palaniswamy is not playing ball with the BJP. So the BJP is trying very hard. I think my own cynical observation is the BJP likes the idea of using Tamil Nadu to score points in the north. That is one way of looking at it.
Sure, sir. And thank you for joining us and sharing your views with us, sir. Thank you.
Thank you. Pleasure.
Don't miss out. Log on to oneindia.com for more updates.